We live in a world of contradictions. On one hand, we are constantly bombarded with images and messages that celebrate and exploit sexuality. We are surrounded by images of sexuality, from advertisements to movies and even social media. Yet, despite this omnipresence, we shy away from open conversations about it. It's a paradox that leaves many feeling confused and isolated. Promiscuity is one such topic that often falls into this category of silence. It's often whispered about, judged harshly, and misunderstood. The stigma surrounding it can be overwhelming. But the truth is, promiscuity is more common than we think. It's a part of human behavior that spans across cultures and societies. It's a part of human behavior, complex and layered. Each individual's experience with it is unique and personal. We need to talk about it openly and without judgment. Only through dialogue can we begin to understand its nuances. We need to understand it, to listen to each other's stories and perspectives. This understanding can foster empathy and reduce stigma. Ignoring it won't make it go away. Silence only perpetuates the myths and misconceptions. It's time to remove the shame, the guilt, and the stigma. By breaking these chains, we can create a more accepting and informed society. Let's shed light on this often misunderstood aspect of human behavior. It's time for honesty. It's time for understanding. It's time to embrace the complexity of human sexuality. It's time to talk about promiscuity. Let's start the conversation today for a more open and accepting tomorrow. Why do people engage in promiscuity? It's a question with many answers. Biology plays a role. Hormones like testosterone and estrogen influence our libido. They drive us towards sexual exploration. But it's not just about biology. Our psychology is equally important.
Some seek pleasure. The thrill of a new experience can be intoxicating. Others crave validation. They find self-worth in sexual conquests. Early childhood experiences can also play a role. A lack of emotional connection can lead to seeking validation through physical intimacy.
There's no single answer to the question of why. It's a complex interplay of nature and nurture, individual experiences, and societal influences. Promiscuity carries a heavy weight of societal judgment. It's often met with disapproval, shame, and even disgust. This judgment stems from deeply ingrained cultural and religious beliefs. These beliefs often equate sex with morality, leading to double standards and hypocrisy.
Women in particular bear the brunt of this judgment. They are often labeled with derogatory terms, while men's promiscuity is sometimes even celebrated. This double standard is unfair and damaging. It perpetuates harmful stereotypes and reinforces gender inequality.
It's time to challenge these outdated norms. We need to create a society where sexual choices are respected, not shamed. The societal response to promiscuity differs drastically between genders. This disparity is deeply ingrained in our cultural norms and expectations. Men who engage in casual sex are often labeled as players or studs. They are frequently praised for their behavior, seen as embodying a certain kind of masculinity that is celebrated. Society often encourages and even glorifies their behavior. This positive reinforcement can lead to a cycle where men feel validated and continue to engage in such activities without fear of judgment. However, women who engage in the same behavior are often met with judgment and labeled with derogatory terms. Words like slut or whore are used to shame them, creating a hostile environment.
This double standard is rooted in traditional gender roles. Historically, men have been seen as dominant and assertive, while women are expected to be passive and pure. It perpetuates the idea that the men are entitled to sexual freedom, while women should be chaste and submissive. This outdated notion continues to influence modern perceptions and behaviors. This discrepancy in societal reactions can lead to feelings of shame, guilt, and low self-esteem, particularly for women. The emotional toll can be significant, affecting their mental health and well-being.
It's crucial to recognize and address this double standard. By acknowledging the harm it causes, we can begin to challenge and change these ingrained attitudes. We need to foster a culture of equality where sexual choices are respected regardless of gender. This means promoting open conversations, educating people about gender biases, and encouraging empathy and understanding. Only by working together can we create a society where everyone feels valued and respected, free from the constraints of outdated gender norms. Section 5. Is it really bad? Is promiscuity inherently bad? The answer isn't simple.
Morality is subjective. It varies across cultures, religions, and individuals. What's considered promiscuous in one context might be perfectly acceptable in another.
Instead of labeling it as good or bad, let's focus on responsible sexual behavior. This means engaging in safe sex practices to prevent STDs. It also means being honest and respectful with our partners about our intentions and desires.
The key is to make conscious, informed choices about our sexual behavior, free from societal pressure or judgment.
Section 6. Can you have both? Can a promiscuous person form lasting, meaningful relationships? Again, there's no easy answer.
Some thrive on casual encounters and have no desire for commitment. Others engage in casual sex while searching for a long-term partner.
The ability to form lasting bonds depends on various factors. Emotional maturity, communication skills, and the desire for commitment all play a role.
Promiscuity doesn't necessarily preclude someone from finding love and building a fulfilling relationship. Ultimately, it's about individual choices, intentions, and the ability to connect with another person on a deeper level.
Section 7. The STD reality. In this section, we delve into the often overlooked but critical topic of sexually transmitted diseases. We can't talk about promiscuity without addressing the elephant in the room: sexually transmitted diseases, or STDs. These infections can have serious health consequences if left untreated. Engaging in casual sex with multiple partners increases the risk of contracting and spreading STDs. It's important to understand that these risks are not just theoretical. They are very real and can affect anyone.
This is a serious public health concern, and it's crucial to practice safe sex. Public health campaigns emphasize the importance of using protection and getting regular checkups. Condoms, when used correctly and consistently, are highly effective in preventing most STDs. They act as a barrier that reduces the chance of transmission.
Regular testing is also essential, especially for those who are sexually active with multiple partners. Early detection can lead to better treatment outcomes and prevent the spread to others. Open communication with partners about sexual history and testing is paramount. This transparency helps build trust and ensures that both parties are taking steps to protect their health.
Knowledge is power. The more we know about STDs, the better equipped we are to prevent them. We need to educate ourselves and others about STDs and the importance of safe sex practices. Workshops, brochures, and open discussions can make a significant difference in spreading awareness and reducing stigma.
Section 8. Freedom's embrace. For some, promiscuity can be a liberating experience. It can be a way to explore their sexuality, challenge societal norms, and assert their independence.
It can be a source of pleasure, confidence, and self-discovery. Embracing one's sexuality and making autonomous choices about their body can be empowering. It can lead to a greater understanding of oneself and one's desires.
For some, it can be a form of self-expression and a celebration of their sexuality. It's important to remember that everyone has the right to make choices about their own body and sexuality, as long as those choices are made responsibly and with respect for others. Section 9. The price of freedom. While promiscuity can be liberating, it can also come with downsides. Engaging in casual sex can lead to emotional complications.
Jealousy, heartbreak, and feelings of emptiness are potential risks. The societal stigma associated with promiscuity can also take a toll. It can lead to social isolation, judgment from peers, and difficulty forming meaningful connections.
It's crucial to be mindful of these potential consequences and prioritize emotional well-being. Open communication, self-awareness, and strong emotional boundaries are essential for navigating the complexities of casual sex. Section 10. Finding the balance. Navigating the world of promiscuity is a balancing act. It requires honesty, respect, and open communication. It's about making responsible choices that align with our values and desires, while also considering the potential consequences. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. What works for one person may not work for another. The key is to find what feels right for you, while prioritizing your emotional and physical well-being. It's about finding the balance between freedom and responsibility, pleasure and emotional well-being. Section 11. A final word. Promiscuity is a complex issue, laden with societal judgments and moral dilemmas. It's not inherently good or bad, but rather a reflection of individual choices and desires. The key is to approach it with honesty, respect, and responsibility. We need to have open conversations, challenge double standards, and prioritize safe sex practices. Ultimately, it's about making informed choices that align with our values and respecting the choices of others.